Hey everyone, Ed from New Haven, Connecticut here. Hope everybody is doing well. This is my first video in the VC for 2026, so Happy New Year to everyone. And I hope everybody had a lovely holiday season and broke in the new year with friends and family as well. So I certainly did. I had a good time with all that stuff, but now I'm ready to get back into the VC and see where the year takes me. All right. So for my first vinyl finds video for the year, so a little bit something different for me. Normally I tend to show used stuff that I purchased, $10 or less, just filling some of the gaps in my collection, all that kind of good stuff. But lately, the past couple of months, I've been focusing on some either new artists or new bands that the VC has exposed me to. So I'm checking out some new LPs and new artists. I'll show some of those. But it's also made me aware of some of the bands that I used to listen to all the time and just exploring their catalog, parts of it that I missed. You know, we all have that. Bands we used to listen to for a long time back in the day, every day. And then, really for no good reason, you just kind of move on and go on to something else. So I have a couple of those bands that I've been picking up some of their catalog that passed me by previously that I'm really now getting into and enjoying. So one of those first bands that fits into that category is Saint Etienne. And I apologize for the glare. We'll talk about that in a sec. This is Saint Etienne's I've Been Trying to Tell You, released in 2021. So if anybody is familiar with Saint Etienne, I was a big fan of theirs, still am, but got into them when they first came out in the 90s with Fox Space Alpha and those early records. Just great swinging London dance club music. Excellent stuff. And then after the 90s, I just kind of moved on to other stuff and didn't really give them a listen to anymore. Checked out other things. So I have to give a shout out to Morten Estad. Morten Estad has been collecting the Saint Etienne discography on vinyl. So I've been seeing a bunch of his videos over the past year, and it just got me reinterested in listening to this band again, because they have a huge catalog that I am unfamiliar with and still exploring. So this came out in 2021, I've Been Trying to Tell You. So if you're familiar with that style of 90s Saint Etienne, this is a total 180 and a total different soundscape and musical approach for them. So this is an LP that I read about for a long time. I wouldn't call it a chill out record. It's more like a sound collage. It's sort of like the music you play for the after party. It is very mellow. Very, very, very low key. It is a beautiful record to listen to. There's 8 songs on the whole thing, and everything flows together as one continuous piece of music on each LP side, 20 plus minutes, whatever the case may be. And apparently they put this together to give a nod to or homage to sort of the London club scene from the late 90s, early 2000s is what I've read. There are actually a number of samples on here from bands from that time period. Tasman Archer is sampled on here, the Lightning Seeds, Natalie Imbruglia. But once again, everything is very, very much buried in the mix. I have a hard time identifying those samples, just trying to listen to this. And frankly, if you played this for me and wanted me to identify what band it was, Saint Etienne wouldn't even come to mind. That's how different it is from their output up to this time. And it really works. It's really, really a beautiful sound collage and mood piece of music. One of the things that I've heard criticisms about this is that Sarah Cracknell, the lead singer of Saint Etienne, that lovely, fun voice that she has, that great singing voice, it's it's used minimally on this LP. You rarely hear her, but she's there. And these are songs, don't get me wrong, but it is a very, very different listening experience than from Saint Etienne you might have been used to in the past. The packaging is somewhat unique. You can see this plastic actually comes off altogether. So this is how it comes with this hype sticker that's on this heavy plastic. And so obviously here's what it is without it, right? And so the inner sleeve is here. We have this here. And then we have photos here. And then in doing some research about this, apparently the stills that are here and on the cover are all from a film by the same name that was put together to accompany the music on this LP. So something I might find and check out at some point. But, once again, it's just a really beautiful, beautiful listen. Something very, very different from Saint Etienne. Just to show you the same thing that they do with the label here. You can see that and that, right? So it is excellent. So it definitely is a type of their music that they were exploring, something different, and I think it's fantastic. It's really wonderful. So Saint Etienne, I've Been Trying to Tell You, from 2021. All right, another band that I kind of used to be into a lot back in the day and kind of forgotten about, and I found this on sale recently, is Camera Obscura, Scottish indie pop band. So this is their most recent release from 2024. Look to the east, look to the west. This is their first LP in 11 years. Tracy Ann Campbell is the main singer-songwriter for this group. And the other record I have of theirs is My Maudlin Career, right, from like the late 2000s. French Navy was a song that really got me into Camera Obscura back then when that came out. This is the first record they released. Like I said, 11 years have gone by. This came out in 2024. Their keyboard player, Carrie Allander, I think her name was, she passed away from cancer. And so they had stopped performing for a while, and then they brought in a new player and reunited. And this is the record that they put together. Once again, this is very light, fun, indie pop. It's very catchy. It's very breezy. There's actually a little bit of a pedal steel on some of these tracks, or some country honk on some of these. Here's the gatefold, right here with the lyrics. It really is just a lovely, fun pop record. I'd forgotten how much I enjoy Camera Obscura. Here's the vinyl here. So it's going to make me go back and pick up some of their previous catalog. I think they only have like 6 LPs in total, but they're pretty much all imports, so they're very expensive. So I was able to get this at a discount at a bookstore up in Saratoga a few months ago. So I snagged it. So it's a wonderful, wonderful record. If you like just, fun, light, breezy indie pop, and Tracy Ann Campbell's got a beautiful voice, beautiful harmonies are on this record. Definitely recommend checking out Camera Obscura. You can't go wrong with this. If it's your good entry point, listen to this record. If you like this, I'm sure you'll want to go back and check out some of the others as well. All right, another record that got a lot of great big reviews when it came out in 2024, a lot of best of list. This is, and I'm probably going to say the title incorrectly, this is Bill Ryder Jones and the album called Ichda, or Ikida, which is Welsh for good health, I believe. So this LP was on a lot of best of lists at the end of 2024, and I heard about it from Jack over at the Vinyl Voyage, and I think Rob over at Rob Walker at Let the Music Play. They raved about this LP, as did a lot of critics and best of lists at the end of that year. So I know that this gentleman is the lead singer of The Corrs. That's a band, once again, that I've read about for years, have yet to really get into and discover. So I got this just to give this a shot because I'm unfamiliar with The Corrs and with this performer altogether. So at a high level, it's what I expected. Very mellow singer-songwriter type of LP. Look, it's certainly very beautiful. I've given it a number of listens. There's some gorgeous orchestration on here. The lyrics are quite poignant and quite beautiful, but this is very, very subdued. It's he's singing, but it's almost like he's speaking in just like a low whisper in a lot of these songs. And look, that's great. That's wonderful. But a whole LP of that, I kind of have to be in the right frame of mind to sit back and really enjoy what's being presented to me. So I like it. I'm going to keep it. But it certainly is a way for me to prompt folks to say, look, this is an artist that I'd like to explore a bit more. The Corrs is a band I'd like to explore, but I don't really know where to start. I'm not a big streaming fan to test things out. I'd rather have folks tell me, what they think. And maybe this wasn't the right entry point, but it got a lot of rave reviews and best of lists at the end of 2024. So I gave it a shot. It certainly is a beautiful record. Don't get me wrong. I've been playing it a few times and I'll keep listening to it. But maybe there was a different place for me to start. But once again, very, very mellow singer-songwriter stuff here. Bill Ryder Jones, I believe the lead singer of The Corrs, if I'm getting that right, with Ichda. I'm saying that wrong, so I apologize for murdering that. All right, let's move on to a brand new band that I got turned on to here in the VC a few months back, and that is Nation of Language. And the band here is called, the LP is called Dance Called Memory. Ugh, can't even get that right. Let's try this again. The band is called Nation of Language, and the band is, see, I'm still getting it wrong. I'm not editing this one. One more time. All right. Nation of Language is the band. Dance Called Memory is the LP. How is that? Good. From 2025. So I was made aware of this record a few months back, courtesy of Richard S. over at Richard's Vinyl Tap House. He raved about this LP. He had this record and their previous one that came out before this. He loved it. And he described how it's, basically it's sort of categorized as a synth pop band. They're from Brooklyn, I believe, here in the States. And so that's really what it is. I mean, it's OMD, it's New Order, but that's too simple a categorization and not really fair. It definitely is synth pop, but they kind of bring their own unique style to it. It's very, there's a lot of guitars in here as well. It's also just very muted and very ethereal and just really, really beautiful sounding. And that's what I love about the VC is I'll listen to somebody describe an artist to me and what it sounds like. And maybe on an off chance, I might hear one of the tracks on satellite radio in the car and just, oh yeah, so-and-so was talking about that. And that was the case with the last track on side one, I'm Not Ready for the Change. I heard that a couple of times on satellite radio. And that's it. I'm not going to stream it. I'm not going to preview it that way. I'd rather just buy it just by hearing somebody talk about it and be pleasantly surprised, hopefully, and in this case I was, by putting the needle on the record. And this was a wonderful, wonderful LP. It really, really is just beautiful sounding and very catchy. And yeah, the second side I've been playing nonstop. I know Richard's a big fan of Inept Apollo. He loves that song. It is very, very good. But the whole second side I've been playing nonstop. The whole thing is great, but that second side I keep gravitating to. Comes with the lyric sheet. I believe I got the same variant that Richard did as well. So once again, you know, an outstanding recommendation. So right here, once again, the band, Nation of Language, and the LP, A Dance Called Memory. So really, really excellent stuff, worth checking out. Thank you, Richard, for that recommendation. Next up is another band that I believe Richard S. might have recommended, or it might have been Fidelity, Dave over at M Fidelity, his channel. I can't remember. But this is Bar Italia with Some Like It Hot. Once again, this is just straight up indie pop, fuzz guitar, fun vocals, a trio from London, two males, one female. There's back and forth singing of male and female interplay on these songs. You know, it's indie pop. It's crunchy guitars, a little fuzzy, very catchy. There's some ballads in here as well, some woozy stuff. I mean, fuzzy and guitar pop, I think you know what I'm talking about when I describe it and when they describe what this was. I think this might be their fourth or fifth LP. I'm not really sure. I think the title, Some Like It Hot, is a nod to, of course, the Billy Wilder film from what I've read. But one of the things that kind of irked me a little bit in when I got this, not that it irked me, but it's all about the packaging and making a statement and all that stuff, is it's very, very sparse. You know, I immediately pulled out the inner sleeve, which is all black. So within seconds, it's covered in fingerprints, of course, right? No lyrics, no photos. And to try and decipher which is your A side and B side, let's see here. So this is you can see here, you can make it out. There's an A there, right? And there's a B there. I'm probably showing it upside down. I can't really tell. And the LP is just this very cool, you know, turquoise, you know, vinyl. It's an excellent record. I mean, it's really fantastic. Fundraiser, the opening track, just, you know, kicks it off in high gear and doesn't really let down the whole side. It's a phenomenal record. So if you like indie, crunch guitar, kind of woozy, not really shoegazy, but just, you know, crunchy kind of guitar sounds, male, female vocal interplay, reminds me a little bit of Lush. Maybe it reminds me of, you know, the Strokes in some occasions. I don't know why I'm saying that, but that's just kind of what came to me when I was listening to it. You know, definitely check this out. Bar Italia, Some Like It Hot, which also came out in 2025. So Richard and Dave, or whichever one of you recommended this, I think it was either one of you. Thank you very much. All right, let's switch gears altogether. Let's get funky. This is Say She, and this is Cut and Rewind, which came out in 2025 as well. This is a Brooklyn trio, female trio, obviously. This is their third LP, and they describe themselves as discodelic, is sort of like their genre of music. And in essence, it pays a lot of homage to Chic and like late 70s disco. It's that kind of style music. It is fun, it is catchy, lots of wah-wah guitars and hi-hat cymbals, strings in there. It's really, really just, you know, that earworm with some of these songs. They're purposely very catchy and just stay with you, particularly Disco Life, the third track on side 3, which basically, if I didn't know any better, I'd be listening to like Chic in 1979. I have their first LP as well, which was on the Coal Mine label. Their second LP I don't have yet, but this is just, you know, a lot of fun. Put this on at a party, got to clean the house. It's a great, great, fun, accessible, danceable LP, and a great band. I'm really loving their stuff. It just keeps getting better and better. So I'm actually going to pick up their second LP very soon, which also got a lot of great reviews. And it fell on the floor here. This is the here we have here's a insert of the 3 female singers right here. And here is obviously the lyric sheet. So definitely, if you just want something fun, funky, and light, and is going to put you in a good mood and get you moving, that is Say She with Cut and Rewind from 2025. All right, we're down to my last 2. I picked up this right here. Once again, an artist that I've known about for years. I've had on various compilations I've always loved, but yet to actually own any of her stuff really officially until now, and that is Neko Case. So this is Neko Case's brand new LP that just came out in 2025, and it's called, since I just got it recently, It is called Neon Gray Midnight Green. So once again, I love Neko Case, and when I was at the record store, they had this and they had a double LP best of that came out a couple of years ago. And I kind of waffled between getting the best of, which will kind of give me the nuts and bolts of sort of a Neko Case 101 versus picking up the new release. I picked up the new release, and it is absolutely, you know, it's what I expect Neko Case to be. It is, as many people she collaborates with, she just, you know, dances to her own drum or follows her own path, whatever you want to say, right? But it is uniquely her. Uniquely her. And my understanding of this LP is the names that are on here, these are all individuals who have passed away, I think, but these songs seem to be dedicated or referencing the tracks on this LP. So this is the inner sleeve with the lyrics. So I believe that each of these songs is telling the tale or a story of one of the individuals that's named on the gatefold on the inside. Here's the label here. Really, really wonderful, beautiful sounding, just great orchestrations, great guitar, lovely lyrics, that beautiful Neko Case vocal stylings. And it also comes with a booklet, which is pretty cool. So this is a booklet, and it has in here, you know, photos, each of the song titles with some visuals to go with it that speaks to what is, you know, being sung in the lyrics and told in the lyrics. So just a great, you know, visual to go with the LP itself. So this is brand new. I'm really glad I got it. I've only listened to it once, maybe 1.5 times. It's just absolutely a wonderful record, and I plan to play this more and more as the week progresses. So Neko Case with her current release right here. So, and I know that I'll make a mention out to Dave over at Infidelity. He's been showing quite a bit of Neko Case, and once again, it made me think about her again, an artist that I hadn't thought of in a long time. So Dave, you know, with your showing of your Neko Case stuff that you've been bringing to the table and purchasing, it made me gravitate towards some of her releases, and this is what I picked up. So thanks. All right, and lastly, we'll switch it over to jazz. So this I got for a deal. This was marked on sale. I got it for like $15, brand new, sealed, right? Once again, it's Lee Morgan, The Procrastinator, mid-60s release. You know, for those of you who know this stuff, the Blue Note, the Jazz Vinyl Reissue Series, I mean, you can see the artists that are on here, which is tremendous. You've got, you know, Wayne Shorter, Bobby Hutcherson, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, and Billy Higgins. So tremendous stuff. Absolutely fantastic, you know, remastered with care, sounds beautiful. And for me, as much as I love Lee Morgan, I'm all about the vibes with Bobby Hutcherson. Great stuff right here. The quality you expect from these Blue Note reissues, outstanding. All right, that's it. That's all I had for Vinyl Finds pickups for 2026. I look forward to see what the VC brings my way and everybody else's way in the new year. And as always, I want to thank everybody for watching, for subscribing and having a dialogue with me. And I've gotten to meet folks back in 2025 in person, some fellow VC members over the summer in Buffalo, which was fantastic. And looking forward to keeping up those relationships and friendships and making some new ones as well. All right, and with that, as you know, I'm going to end it the same way in 2026 as I did last year, with everything going on out there today. And man, there's a lot going on out there today. Let's all take a moment and be kind to one another. All right, folks, that's all I have. Until the next video. Thanks. Bye.